The 69 test. Where did that thought come from? Say the number 69 out loud. Watch what the mind does. For many people, the reaction is instant. A smirk, a joke, a mental image, no effort required. The mind moves automatically, as if it already knows exactly what the number means. But pause for a moment and ask a dangerous question. Where did that meaning come from? Because the number itself is innocent. It's just two curved digits standing next to each other. Nothing more, nothing less. Yet the moment the mind sees it, a meaning appears with complete certainty. And certainty is the tell. Certainty is the fingerprint of conditioning. A child looking at the number 69 in a math book sees nothing unusual, just a number between 68 and 70. But somewhere along the way, the world begins whispering interpretations. Friends laugh when the number is mentioned. Movies slip the joke into dialogue. Memes repeat the association until it becomes reflex. Eventually, the thought arrives so quickly that it feels like it belongs to you. But it doesn't. It was inherited. Someone else planted the seed. Culture watered it. Repetition turned it into instinct. By the time the thought shows up in the mind, it feels personal. But it's more like a radio signal that was already broadcasting long before the receiver was switched on. The mind simply tuned in. This is the 69 test. Not a test about numbers, a test about meaning. Because the moment the mind reacts, it reveals something profound about how perception works. Meaning does not live inside the object being perceived. Meaning is assigned by the mind that observes it. The microphone may be in your hand, but the signal might be coming from somewhere else entirely. And if that seems like a small insight, consider how far the mechanism spreads. The same mind that assigns meaning to numbers assigns meaning to everything else as well. To other people, to events, to history, to identity, even to God. Someone defines what God is supposed to be. Someone explains what Jesus meant. Someone declares what the world means. And the interpretations circulate until they harden into beliefs. Soon those beliefs are defended as if they were eternal truths. But most of them began exactly the same way the meaning of 69 began. Through inheritance, through repetition, through the quiet authority of familiarity. This is where Lesson 69 of A Course in Miracles enters like a spotlight cutting through fog. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. At first glance, the sentence seems unrelated to a number. But look closer, and the connection becomes almost poetic. Because a grievance is nothing more than a meaning the mind assigned to something and decided to keep. An event happens, the mind interprets it. The interpretation becomes a story. The story becomes identity. And the identity becomes the lens through which everything else is seen. The grievance doesn't just sit quietly in the past. It broadcasts, like a radio tower transmitting the same signal again and again. Every new moment gets filtered through the same interpretation, and the light that was already present becomes hidden behind the noise of the broadcast. The world seems dark not because the light disappeared, but because the mind kept repeating a signal that blocked it. Think of grievances as tinted glasses the mind refuses to remove. Put them on long enough, and the colors begin to look normal. Take them off, and the world suddenly looks brighter, clearer, almost unfamiliar. The light didn't arrive at that moment. It was always there. The glasses were simply hiding it. Which brings us back to the strange elegance of the number 69. Look closely at the shape of it. 6 facing 9, 9 facing 6. A mirror. Turn it upside down and the numbers trade places. The meaning flips.
What looked like one thing becomes something else entirely. The digits haven't changed. Only the perspective has. That is the entire drama of the human mind in two characters of typography. Perspective creates meaning, and meaning creates experience. This is why the mind can look at the same world and see heaven or hell. The external scene barely changes, but the internal interpretation transforms everything. A grievance turns the world into a courtroom. Forgiveness turns it into a classroom. One broadcasts condemnation, the other reveals light.
So when lesson 69 arrives on the calendar of the workbook, the symmetry almost feels like a quiet wink from the universe. A number famous for the mind's automatic reaction becomes the lesson that exposes automatic thinking itself. Coincidence, perhaps, or maybe simply a perfect metaphor hiding in plain sight. Because the real question isn't why the mind reacts to a number. The real question is why the mind reacts to anything with such certainty. Who assigned the meaning? Who started the broadcast? Who installed the transmitter? And once that question appears, the entire structure of belief begins to tremble. Because the moment the mind sees that meaning was assigned, it also realizes something extraordinary. Meaning can be withdrawn. The broadcast can stop. The tinted glasses can come off. And when they do, something quiet but unmistakable becomes visible again. The light that grievances were hiding. Not somewhere outside in the distance, but exactly where lesson 69 says it has always been. Within.